Welcome to the Business Happy Hour with your hosts, Frank Coto from Lincoln Lending Group, Ryan Pelky from TampaBay Plumbers, and Doug Ford with Suncoast Roofing Solutions on 970 WFLA. These three business owners will teach you how to work to live it up, not live to work. Now sit back, grab a cold one if you have one, and get ready for some serious business talk with three hilariously serious business owners. Now, your host of the Business Happy Hour, Frank Coto.
Hello, Tampa Bay. No, this is not Frank Coto. This is Ryan Pelky in the house, filling in for Mr. Frank Coto. He's at a mortgage convention, I believe, in Orlando, busy trying to get new loan products for all you folks here in Tampa Bay.
Well, that's what he claims, at least.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully he's doing something that's much more fun than that, right?
You know he's going to that new volcano park, water park over there. You know how he is.
Well, he said he was telling me yesterday he missed all the fun events, so now he's catching the tail end of it, I guess, because of his kids starting school yesterday.
Yeah, well, if he shows up and he has a big tan and
I'm kicking him right in the shin.
Especially because really he didn't give us any notice on this.
I showed up today. I was like, Frank's not coming?
No. Literally, we're at our pre-show meeting,
yes,
and I had no clue he wasn't going to be here. So, in fact, he probably told me via text message, but it was a voice.
He was actually supposed to call in, so he may.
Yeah, well, I was on my way home, and I was like, well, I might as well stay because now we have three people to help with the guest, which is Jim Diamond from the Tampa Police Department. Now he's with the West Central Florida PBA. Right. Yeah, and he's one of the directors over there, so it's great to have him in. Nice.
Well, the voice you're hearing is Gary Gilkey.
Yeah, Gary, it's great to have you back in studio with us, brother. We've missed you very much.
I have a certain ambiance about me, right?
Yeah, you do, man.
I'm fat and I smell like bacon. That's what I like about me.
And we love bacon on the show, so it's fantastic. But we have a jam-packed show today. We've got all kinds of stuff happening in the world. North Korean tensions are at an all-time high. Somehow the markets in the U.S. anyway are also at right about all-time highs. It's just unbelievable to me that business is not more.
Being affected.
I guess, it's just really
not. The Asian market's way down, obviously, for all the issues going on over there. But
yeah, lots of heated rhetoric though coming out from President Trump and Kim Jong-un, and really there's a lot of the tensions are pretty bad over there, and it doesn't seem like diplomacy has worked.
Right.
In the last 20 years, 30 years.
Well, if you go back to, because now we're dealing with nuclear arms, and if you go back to assault agreements between the Soviet Union and the United States, now it's having no effect because now you're bringing in Asian powers into it.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that the Clinton era, he actually gave North Korea $5 billion to build their nuclear plants for energy.
Yes.
Right. And then they realized that they're using it for other things, and they reneged on it.
Well, the whole thing about getting plutonium, and Jim was the bomb guy, so he'll be able to,
absolutely.
Once you get plutonium, you just keep on refining the plutonium to make a nuclear bomb.
So we almost gave them what they needed.
Yes.
That's the thing. So there's a lot of critics right now about Trump's rhetoric and how he's coming out and he's very aggressive. But golly, the guy has been handed this situation from, you look at what Clinton did. He basically handed them their nuclear program at that point. $5 billion in the tools and the technology to do it, for the most part, right?
You got to think about $5 billion here is not $5 billion over there.
No, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot more money because you're not paying salaries what they would be.
No.
And then
well, isn't their GDP like $3 billion?
Yeah,
because these sanctions that we imposed on them was taking $1 billion of their money.
Exactly. So that would be the equivalent of someone handing the United States $20 trillion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of jack. You got to think about what they did back when Clinton was in. You can pick on Clinton for some things, but some things he had some good ideas, and I don't think it was one of his best ideas. But when they started building their nuclear facilities, you also were more concentrated on the Middle East than we were on North Korea.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad you said that because to me it feels a lot like when we were building the case to go into war with Iraq.
Yes.
The weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And
now they actually really do have weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah,
that's one reason why I brought Mr. Diamond in is he can talk about that, how small weapons of mass destruction could be and how it would affect just this area alone in the Tampa Bay area. You got to remember, we're right by MacDill.
Yes.
We have a nuclear power plant right north of us at Crystal River.
Yes.
We have it's a tactical corridor.
A lot of people don't realize that MacDill's CENTCOM, the Central Command for all wars that go on. So it's a pretty.
It's the fourth largest port in the nation here. The city of Tampa, the Tampa port, is the fourth largest port in the nation.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and has one of the.
I thought it was the fourth largest port in Florida.
No, it's the fourth largest port in the nation.
Interesting.
Because it goes by, if you go by square mileage and acreage and stuff like that. But you also have a huge influence of gasoline that comes through here, propane, natural gas. You got the huge natural gas pipeline that starts in the Port of Tampa and goes north too.
Okay, so before you scare the hell out of everyone here, let's. What do you think, Jim? I mean, how susceptible are we to a nuclear strike from North Korea?
Well, I think that their technology is rapidly improving. I think at this point they've been able to miniaturize the warhead. If they can get a functional ICBM with a competent tracking system, they could very well hit United States territory, if that's their intent and desire. I'm not altogether convinced that's what they intend, but it is a potential. I think they're trying to become the big guy on the block by waving the big stick.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that the country has the desire to actually throw that rock
Right.
or wield that stick.
Well-
But you cannot ignore the potential when
What
you
about
have a megalomaniac for a leader.
What about
Yeah, exactly.
being able to put the hands of a dirty bomb, shall we say, or a suitcase bomb in the hands of a terrorist now that they have plutonium? Is that possible?
Well, it doesn't necessarily take plutonium, but any fissile material, any radioactive material can be
A dirty
disseminated by a conventional explosive material, and we know that there are a number of sources for radioactive or fissile material coming out of the old Soviet Union, Croatia, all those areas. There is those types of things available in small amounts.
So what you're saying is you could have a bomb like regular explosives in a suitcase with some of that radioactive material in there, and just by activating that bomb, you could spread that.
Exactly. What
Okay.
you want to do is put it into the air and let the air
Go
move it
atmosphere.
around. If you atomize it or make small particles, the half-life of much of that stuff is hundreds of years, and it becomes a very effective area denial weapon, which means that once it's out, we can't pick it up, so we can't use that area.
Another thing that we've talked about on the show in the past is the EMPs. And let's say the warhead doesn't hit its intended target, but it does explode maybe atmospherically several miles above ground. That could also have very damaging effect to our power grid and some of the things that we rely on here that could literally shut part of our country down, or I guess in theory, most of the country down.
Electronic pulses like that could be and would be very damaging, because as we all know, our infrastructure right now is not exactly top of the line. We're putting a lot of money into repairing power, trying to put it underground. And we can see in Florida, every time we have a severe thunderstorm, we lose power.
Yep.
Right.
So you can imagine what putting a electrical pulse like that in the air would do to all the exposed sources of electricity, such as our power plants or our transmission stations. All of the substations that we see all over would be affected by that.
Really? That's the worst part about it. That's the thing that, it makes me, part of me is angry with the fact that we're amping up the rhetoric so much with these guys. But if you're sitting in Trump's shoes and you get and you have the intelligence reports that he has given to him every day, how do you make that decision as to whether or not you wait for, do you wait for them to strike first, or do you preemptively strike them to avoid an attack?
I mean, Jim brought up the fact that they want to be the big guy on the block. The thing is, they have nothing to lose. Nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're right.
So, I mean, you should I feel like we need to let them do what they need to do, because China's staying neutral now. So if China's neutral and we start going over there bombing, who knows what's going to happen?
That opens up another can of worms.
The rational side of me says, wishes that Trump would have said, look, we have no desire to attack North Korea preemptively. We do not want to attack. We do not want to go to war with North Korea. However, in the event that North Korea attacks us or one of our allies, we're going to have absolutely no choice at that point but to wipe North Korea off the map. And then so that's the logical part of me. But then you got to kind of put yourself in his shoes. what happens if they actually snuck one through?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing that you gotta.
No, we had a guest on our show that he basically was expert in North Korea and China, and he said that let China deal with them. You know,
Yeah.
but the problem is
Dr. Astolfi. Yeah.
Yes,
But
they
China's
passed
not.
they passed all these sanctions on, which they agreed to, but now China's backing off and saying we're staying neutral. So I mean,
Well, gentlemen, China is far from neutral. Remember, the equipment that they are moving, the ICBMs and their equipment around, is Chinese made.
yeah. Well, China and Russia has been feeding North
Yeah,
Korea all their material.
The raw material and the mechanisms they use to launch these vehicles are coming from China. So they are far from being neutral. And I don't think that we can totally ignore Korea and the relationship with China. China was also neutral in 1950 until they came across the 39th parallel. We have a lot of issues with China in that area over the years, and I think to turn a blind eye or to be, if you would be, polite or just say, okay, we're not going to attack you, I think that soft rhetoric in the past has created the issue where the Asian mindset in Korea says, you're a pushover, and I'm going to be the bully. We have allowed them to take that position.
So you're saying that if Trump were to go to them and say, or just in a press conference say, we have no desire to strike you, but in the event that you did, we would obliterate you off the map. Do you think is that soft rhetoric? Is that too soft for them?
I think what has
perfect.
happened is the appeasement and as you alluded to earlier, in giving them money to build the cyclones and do the other things.
We're going to get right
That's
back
what
to this,
gave them.
Jim. Let's get right back to this after the break. We've got North Korea, when we also have some stuff to talk about the public school system. Right back after this.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including cured-in-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Brian with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8 star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about Tampa Bay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online, look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
Everyone has a bank, but you definitely need a Frank. Lincoln Lending Group specializes in mortgages that banks won't touch, like loans for people with 1 day out of foreclosure, bankruptcy, and short sale. Call Frank today at 813-MORTGAGE, and remember, you drop the E and he drops the fee. Call Ryan at 813-PLUMBER for the most reliable professional plumber in town. Tampa Bay Plumbers is available day and night for your emergency plumbing needs. Find them on the web at tampaplumber.net and get a coupon for service. Do you have a roof leak but no one to trust? You need to call Doug with Suncoast Roofing Solutions at 888-888-ROOF, where honesty, integrity, and craftsmanship come first. Find them on the web at suncoastroofingsolutions.com. And now, your host of the Business Happy Hour, Frank Coto.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna finish wrapping up talking about North Korea here. And
you're still not Frank. You're still Ryan.
I know. I'm just much better looking, and I think Frank might be a little more funny than I am, I guess.
But that seat doesn't know how to handle a taller guy now. That's what the problem
heavier
is.
Guy, heavier also.
Heavier, taller
we need to adjust the weight setting on here. But on the break we were discussing, some of the effects that we could have on our economy, and Jim made a really good point that they wouldn't necessarily even have to hit us with a nuke. They could hit us with 5 conventional weapons at different airports across the United States and virtually shut this country down. And I mean, after seeing what happened on 9/11, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. The Tampa airport here has the backside of it has all that cargo. So you're stopping FedEx, you're stopping UPS. So you're stopping shipping. So everybody in Amazon would be upset, but the thing is, I mean, with even where it's strategically located, that airport, think about the infrastructure of just travel on a conventional car if something was to happen there.
Well, yeah. I mean, how long were flights shut down on 9/11? Was it 3 days?
3 days. There was 12 flights on 9/12 and 12 flights on 9/13. Yeah, before flights resumed.
Billions and billions of economic impact, overnight from something just like that. Doesn't even have to be a nuclear warhead necessarily.
No, those types of terrorist activities are designed to do just that, to strike terror into the community. If we become victim of multiple strikes that are coordinated, the feeling throughout the country would be one of immediate helplessness until the government got control of it. Everybody would suspect their neighbor and everybody else that they saw, and it would shut everything completely down. Everybody would basically hunker down like we do in a hurricane and wait until something happened. The economy would stop, transportation would stop. It would cause a tremendous blow to this country if it were coordinated. And remember, they only have to get it right once.
Yeah, exactly.
And the impact would be financially devastating to this country.
Well, they're relating it to the Cuban Missile Crisis, kind of what the United States went through during that time period. Like, they're saying that's kind of the direction we're going, where people are all freaked out and worried, and because you never know. I mean, we have no clue what they're going to do over there.
It doesn't really sound like the business happy hour here today, does it?
It does, because one of the things is we're talking about how it affects the local economy, how everything else is going to happen. And it also affects our international economy. And if you're invested in anything in shipping, transportation, oil, money, currency, I mean, just think about what the effect would be on currencies.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's as a business owner, I always say, I hate being reactive. I like to be proactive. I like to make changes before it actually hits me in the face. Something like this, though,
it's kind of hard.
I mean,
but
think about
you can't really do it. You have to be ready to go. If something were to happen, you can't let the blood continue to flow out of your organization.
Right.
To be ready to make changes instantaneously.
Now think about the products that you buy from China that you use in your business. How an effect would happen if there was something that would happen over in Asia. I don't know if you remember when the tsunami hit, there was a slowdown on microchips. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you think about just that, and your business too with roofing.
Not as much. I mean, most of our stuff is actually pretty much made in America. We don't really have too much in China. There's a few products, but I try not to use them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, all the big consumer electronics, Apple,
Yep.
They would be severely damaged by something like that going on over there.
And if you're going to sit here and say, "Oh, I'm not invested in Apple," I'm not invested in Microsoft, I'm not invested in Intel, then you're lying, because that's one of the biggest things the blue chips that everybody invests in.
Right.
Oh yeah, I mean, we use the Apple products. I can't wait for the 8 to come out, because this phone's cracked. It's garbage. I can't. I'm
using an Apple 5 that somebody gave me that they had. Yeah, mine's so old, little pterodactyls fly out of it.
It was in the back seat of your police cruiser.
Yeah,
when you got it,
tucked in the seat.
All right. Well, listen, guys. I think we have had enough North Korea talk for the day. Bottom line is let's hope that this situation gets diffused without bloodshed. That's all. That's all I'm praying for.
School's in.
Yeah.
Speaking
of school, I was reading an article the other day about Marion County.
Studs up there.
Well, I guess the school superintendent, they did research over, I don't know how many years, 20, 30 years, and they realized that they're bogging these kids down with homework. And so as of 2017, they are no longer giving elementary school kids homework.
I love it, man. My kids come home from school, and they didn't have homework yesterday. It was the first day, but they're going to start having homework next week.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have a second grader and a first grader.
Do you read nightly with your kids?
Yes.
Okay. See, so do we. We have a young, and he's 11. He just went into 6th grade,
but that's what they want. They want you not to do homework. They want you to read with your kids, and then once you get to middle school, they want like an hour homework, and then high school it's open season.
Reading comprehension is such a huge part of being in school.
Oh, yes. Positively. Well, you look at the genius of Elon Musk. He read a lot when he was a kid.
Right.
So you got 6 to 8, 6th grade through 8th grade is going to do 1 hour at the most
hour and a half
of homework per night max.
Yep.
And then 9th through 12th grade unlimited, basically.
Yep.
Right.
And what did you say that was modeled off of Denmark?
Well, if you read, and I don't want to say it's modeled off of Denmark, but if you read about that their schooling over there, they're ranked one of the highest as far as the most educated people in the world. Because they say that what they do is when the kids are younger, they focus more on interaction with one-on-ones and having a relationship with other kids and playing and having fun, rather than just about
interaction with your iPhone.
learning. You know what I mean? These kids get overwhelmed. Some of these kids go to private school. Their depression and anxieties are coming on so early in age because they have so much work they have to do.
In private school?
In private school.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that the Berkeley and some of those.
Yeah, but that's elementary schools.
Okay.
I think Berkeley and Carroll they do the same thing. They don't give as much homework. But
they're more like Marion counties.
I mean, I have friends' kids that go to Berkeley for high school, and it's pretty stressful. I mean,
you got a lot of your private schools.
Guys, we got to go to news here. So we got 3 seconds. So we'll see you after the break.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including cured-in-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8 star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about TampaBay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online, look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
Everyone has a bank, but you definitely need a Frank. Lincoln Lending Group specializes in mortgages that banks won't touch, like loans for people with 1 day out of foreclosure, bankruptcy, and short sale. Call Frank today at 813-MORTGAGE, and remember, you drop the E and he drops the fee. Call Ryan at 813-PLUMBER for the most reliable professional plumber in town. Tampa Bay Plumbers is available day and night for your emergency plumbing needs. Find them on the web at tampaplumber.net and get a coupon for service. Do you have a roof leak but no one to trust? You need to call Doug with Suncoast Roofing Solutions at 888-888-ROOF, where honesty, integrity, and craftsmanship come first. Find them on the web at suncoastroofingsolutions.com. And now, your host of the Business Happy Hour, Frank Coto.
Not Frank Coto, just the much better looking Ryan Pelky in studio here, filling in for Mr. Frank Coto of Lincoln Lending Group.
Hey everybody, it's Frank.
Anyway, we wanted to touch on the on Trump declaring the opioid epidemic a national emergency, which to me I feel like it is. I mean, we've got lots. The last I saw, 180 people dying in the United States every single day from it.
Yeah.
That's just a tremendous number.
There's a county south of us that has 16 people a month or something like that, some crazy number that's leaving the county.
You know, that's hard to believe.
State.
I've had personally 4 of my friends that I know for a fact passed away in their 30s, and I can't say it was the only contributing factor, but I would say it was the biggest contributing factor. Right. And I know everyone probably in this room has known people.
I've had 3 this past year.
Yeah,
one of my friends just died 3 weeks ago from it. So,
really?
Yeah, it's.
But how they get on it? See, that's big farm.
Well, I think it's that, but
exactly
it's also it's what they're doing with it. So people don't realize when you start mixing drugs, that's when you start dying. It's usually not because I took like 5 painkillers. It's because you're mixing painkillers with this, with that, with alcohol, and that's typically what kills you.
Kentucky went to 3-day supply. You're only allowed to prescribe a 3-day supply.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
That is great, and that's what I really dislike about the entire national emergency declaration and throwing $60 billion behind the problem. I don't feel like money is going to solve this problem. I think prescribing less drugs is the first step in it. Personally, I mean,
well,
what do you guys
Jim's
think
been
about
in
that?
law enforcement for 30
I was gonna
years.
say, like, what is the drug war? What's the drug war of the past 30 years been? All the money we've thrown at that. What's it done?
I don't know. You know, Jim, this is a time for you to chime in, my man. Jim is a domestic terrorism expert, drug enforcement expert, so let's hear it.
Well, I think that we've watched an evolution of drugs of choice and the proliferation of those things, from everything from marijuana through the 80s where crack came in. We had the higher economic levels used powder cocaine. We saw the cartels grow. We've put literally billions of dollars into the war on drugs. And every time we staunch or reduce one flow or one supply, somebody comes up with something else. Mm-hmm. The opioid issue right now is a matter of discipline and control. I think Gary said that they've reduced the supply of 3-day supply of drugs from your doctor at any one time. Mm-hmm. The problem is that doctors prescribe 30 days or 90 days if it's a recurring back injury or something like that. Now you've got a large supply of pills that people don't need.
Exactly.
And they're stolen or they're sold or they're mixed with other...
Or the patient just becomes flat out addicted.
Or you take too many, and we've seen a tremendous amount of addiction by competent people to prescription drugs because, okay, it doesn't hurt now, and if I take another one, it's going to hurt even less. And the next thing you know, they're hooked on it, and it creates issues financially and criminally. What we have got to do is educate the young people and educate the parents that we're going to be selective about the things we give our children. We're going to be selective about the things we take ourselves and we keep in our houses, and we're only going to use what we need that is absolutely physiologically necessary. The rest of it is all just, it's enthusiasm.
So putting $60 billion behind the problem is more than likely
not going to solve it.
It's not going to do anything, in my opinion. Yeah. We have put trillions of dollars in the war on drugs, and my industry, the law enforcement industry, has made efforts. We've spent just as much money as the cartels have earned, I believe, trying to stop it. And we are not any better off today than we were when I started in 1969.
So do you still see those pain clinics where the people are lined out the door and they pay in cash and
I
then
think they've cracked
No,
down a lot.
those pill mills,
The pill
those
mills,
pain
yeah.
we have been able to control those. We've
Okay.
shut those down. The problem is that legitimate MDs and DOs are prescribing these medications for patients, and the patients who otherwise appear legitimate are then doling them out or misrepresenting their use, and that's how it's getting out. And then you've got the synthetic manufacturers who are taking a little bit of real drug and mixing it with something else, and it's taken off.
Now, I have some personal issues where I have 3 herniated discs and bulging disc in my lower back, and I've gone through, I think I had 30-day supply. I went through it in like a year and a half, 2 years. It's almost impossible for me to go back to a doctor and get them again. They don't even want to get and that's what helps me, because when I'll throw out my back and I'm in a lot of pain, so I want to be able to reduce that pain, and doctors won't even prescribe it for me, and I'm not even
It's because you're too skinny to eat a pork chop.
That's good.
But it's almost annoying for me, because I'm like, I can't even get what I need to feel better because of all the issues we're having with drugs.
Well, in case of a chronic or perpetual injury that creates that kind of issue, the key to that is constant checking in with the physician and re-examination, so the physician knows that when it is an acute re-injury, he treats that. He doesn't treat the system for the next 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what's killing people.
Yeah.
We got Frank Coto on the line. Is that right, James? How do I get him on the line?
Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah, there you are, brother. How you doing?
Hey guys, man, I've been just patiently listening to this incredible radio show.
Thank you.
What are you doing in Orlando right now? Can you talk about it on the air, or is it something we need to talk about in private when you get back?
Did you find me that product we need?
With the guests we have on, I don't think I should say where I am or what I'm doing.
Well, we already gave up that you're in Orlando, so I mean.
All right. Well, he knows there's no ports in Orlando, so we're good. So no, I'm at the National Mortgage Broker Trade Show, wholesale lending trade show. We're basically meeting up with other wholesale lenders in the business and kind of seeing what the products are and where the industry is going. But I got to say, it's nowhere near as exciting as what I've just been listening to. This is good stuff here about the war on drugs and the money and the wastefulness. It's amazing.
Oh my God, it is crazy, and I love having Jim on the show to give us perspective on it, because he has seen literally trillions of dollars being wasted on the war on drugs since was it the 70s that was it Barbara Bush, or no, who was that really was it
Nancy Reagan.
Nancy Reagan.
It was
Yeah.
Nancy Reagan with the war on drugs and just say no.
Just say no.
This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah,
and I mean,
those commercials.
you look at the use of cocaine, and it has gone down. It hasn't gone down at all with the war on drugs.
But now it's become law enforcement's babysitter that we have to babysit these people that are on drugs.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that just law enforcement's not there to do.
Well, how much? I mean, for like some marijuana, how much money have we wasted on people in jail because of?
Oh my God!
I mean,
Stupid amount.
And they've falsified almost all information on marijuana back in the day to make it so it was illegal. And it was a class 3 drug.
Yeah.
I mean,
haven't they've decriminalized it, at least in Florida, haven't they, with cannabis?
In cannabis, the introduction of the medical use laws and small amounts for personal use has been decriminalized. In most cases, it can be a citation or it can be a misdemeanor.
Is that under 20 grams?
Yes.
Okay, so what are they doing? Like, let's say someone has a pound of weed on them. What do they do with someone? What kind of charge is that nowadays?
The presumption is that their intent was to distribute or sell.
Okay.
And at that point in time, then the felony charges.
Just a pound of weed. You're going to sell a pound of weed.
Well,
unbelievable.
But
I can understand a semi truckload, maybe, but come on.
But they're selling it. They're selling it to other people for it's like anything else. If you import a box of Cuban cigars, you don't sell the whole box. You sell them one at a time to your friends.
Yeah, or give it to a family member.
That's how that works. And
that's what I'm saying. So we're going to crack down. Someone that just has a half a pound of weed or a pound of weed, that's a felony in Florida right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Well,
it's just still so there's still. I think there's some change that needs to be made on that front, because we're just wasting money putting these nonviolent drug offenders behind bars.
But you're thinking it as a business and a taxpayer of where my money is going.
Exactly.
But you're not thinking it as a government of how we can make money.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're looking at the other end of the spectrum.
Well, they'd make money if they just tax it.
Right.
I mean, the taxes they're in Colorado and California is making off of it. I mean, that's a model for the rest of the country.
It's unbelievable.
Well, in the Colorado market pales into comparison what the Florida market would look like.
I want to know, because I've had somebody come to me in the past week. They were a law enforcement officer, and they were asking me, I have my medical marijuana card. I'm scared to go get it.
Yeah, I believe it. I would.
Well, Frank and I talked about that because, we both buy, all of us buy guns. And if you have a medical marijuana card, we don't know if you can have your concealed weapons permit.
Well, there's a ruling that just came out. So the other thing I'm going to talk about is, Jim Diamond represents almost, what is it? How many law enforcement officers?
2,500.
2,500 law enforcement officers. And we're going to talk about a shooting situation that just happened.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be great to have him in.
I'm interested in that ruling about being a concealed carry permit holder and being able to also be a medical card holder.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Have you heard anything about that? You don't have the
I'm
headphone.
not, I can't listen to him.
Frank just made the question, if you're a concealed carry holder, can you get a medical marijuana license? Has there already been anything ruling on that?
There has not been a ruling on that, and that is going to cause a great deal of issues because federally,
You got 20 seconds, so.
federally, you would be in violation of the law.
Yes.
The local law cannot supersede federal law. So you're going to have to look at the state requirements for carrying
Hey, Jim,
and drug use.
let's get right back into this. Frank, can you stay on the line with us, buddy?
Yeah, I'd like to hear the answer. Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll be back in 4 minutes. We'll see you with the Business Happy Hour.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project large or small, including cured-in-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8 star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about TampaBay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online, look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
Everyone has a bank, but you definitely need a Frank. Lincoln Lending Group specializes in mortgages that banks won't touch, like loans for people with 1 day out of foreclosure, bankruptcy, and short sale. Call Frank today at 813-MORTGAGE, and remember, you drop the E and he drops the fee. Call Ryan at 813-PLUMBER for the most reliable professional plumber in town. Tampa Bay Plumbers is available day and night for your emergency plumbing needs. Find them on the web at tampaplumber.net and get a coupon for service. Do you have a roof leak but no one to trust? You need to call Doug with Suncoast Roofing Solutions at 888-888-ROOF, where honesty, integrity, and craftsmanship come first. Find them on the web at suncoastroofingsolutions.com. And now, your host of the Business Happy Hour, Frank Coto.
All right, guys, we're here for our fourth and final segment. We're not going to do 5 segments this time. So, Frank, are you back on the line with us?
Yeah, man, I'm here. I'm ready to hear about this. We're taking this to the Supreme Court, it sounds like.
Yeah, so, Jim, going back to what we were just talking about with the concealed carry holders, what do you think is going to happen with that with regards to the medical marijuana laws in Florida?
Well, I think they're going to definitely have to refine the conditions that you can use the marijuana and carry the firearm. Same thing with, in many cases, it's not preferable that you have a firearm in a drinking establishment.
Right.
It's going to have the same type of effect. But they're definitely going to have to, the legislature going to have to look into marrying those laws, because the concealed carry permit has restrictions on where you can carry it and where you can't. And if it impacts with an intoxicant, I think they're going to have to look at it. And officers, in my line of profession, we're going to have to really look at whether or not we would partake of that. We're going to have to find some other issue, because THC in our system can get us fired.
Yeah. So what happens if you have a concealed weapons permit and you're drunk and you shoot somebody? Like, even though, is there any laws against? Is it anything against that? I mean,
no, not particularly. No.
So
it would still be an inappropriate behavior, whether it's a homicide or reckless endangerment, whatever the case may be, and you would be held accountable for that. It's similar to DUI incidents. So, a deadly weapon is an automobile. When you're drunk, you get charged. Same thing with if you have a legitimate carry for a firearm and you act inappropriately. The problem is that one of the things you fill out, as you well know, when you buy a firearm, is have you used this drug, Schedule I drugs.
Yep.
And they are still listed as that under federal law.
Marijuana
so there are
is
issues.
a Schedule I still. And is crack cocaine a Schedule I?
Oh, absolutely.
So I read that Senate is trying to pass a bill where they're trying to make marijuana legal 100% in the entire country, which that would be interesting.
Well, I mean, you look at the like this particular situation. I know a lot of people that they don't want to get the medical marijuana card for insurance purposes, for life insurance purposes. Right. So there's a whole lot of ramifications that could come out of not just the concealed carry aspect of it.
I talked to an insurance agent about that, and they said because of everything with Colorado and California that they're a little more lax on THC right now than cigarettes, actually. No. So if you have THC in your system, it doesn't go against you as strong as it does with nicotine.
That is very interesting.
So I know Pasco Hernando State College went to a full tobacco-free campus this year, so no tobacco at all on their campuses.
Nice.
So
I mean, when I lived in D.C., they passed it. You can't even go out anywhere with a cigarette. You can't even go in it's not allowed inside. It's not even allowed outside. I mean, you can't even have a cigarette and walk down Bethesda, Maryland, or Washington D.C.
But you could be Marion Barry and smoke cocaine.
So, guys, we only got about 4 minutes left here. Not even. So, Jim, I wanted to get to the body camera stuff. We had a Justine Damon from was she Australian American?
She was Australian, and she called in that there was an assault going on next to her in her house.
This is in Minneapolis.
This is in Minneapolis. She went outside to meet the officers, and then the rookie officer that was on scene ended up shooting her. So there's two aspects there of what happened.
And their body cameras were off.
Their body cameras were off, but they're saying the dash cameras were on. So, and I know in Pasco, one of the things up in Pasco, because you work in Pasco, is once you get out of the car, your body camera is supposed to come on because you have your dash cam on.
Now, is that an automatic thing where it just comes on, or do you have to physically press a button?
The body cameras have to be turned on, and the policy varies from department to department. Generally, as a general rule of thumb, when you're dispatched to a call, when you arrive on scene and you potentially are going to encounter the complainant, a witness, or a suspect, once you reach that point, that threshold where you're going to engage somebody, you should turn the camera on.
How realistic is that? To me, I mean, it doesn't seem realistic.
Well, most officers now are using it because we recognize that a video of the individual we're dealing with is our best defense.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So they're trying to hit it, but there are occasions we also have to concern ourselves with the rights of other individuals. If you do not want to be videoed and you're not a part of the criminal offense, there is privacy rights and issues that concern us all. So we try to restrict the use of the camera to people we are encountering in the course of our duty and not other places, which means they turn off and on.
What about a BA-52? Because that's going to be a HIPAA.
That can be an issue too. The actual confrontation.
The BA-52 is a Baker Act.
The behavior of that individual that ends up in a Baker Act would be supported by the camera and then would be restricted or destroyed.
Okay, yeah. See, I just think that, if you're in that high stress situation, you feel like you might have to use your weapon. And I'm not a police officer, never have been, never will be. But I can imagine you may not think about putting on your body camera at that point in time. Do you think that perhaps they should make the technology turn on automatically once they leave like a geofence, like they leave their car?
Their vehicle.
You can easily set that up.
If that technology exists, it would probably be very helpful because having been in a number of those situations throughout my career, what happens to our senses under high stress is they begin to collapse in upon ourselves. It's called tunnel vision.
Exactly.
And you're focused on whatever the threat or the impact that you're dealing with, and everything else goes away. That's why we train. So turning that camera button on as opposed to reaching for my firearm would not be my first choice.
Well, Jim, we really appreciate your perspective on all this. Frank, it was great for that you could make it calling in, buddy.
Oh, sounds like you hung up.
Well, Frank's gone. Gary, great having you.
Thank you, guys.
Doug,
as always.
Always a pleasure. Jimmy, thanks a lot. This is the Business Happy Hour. We will be back next week. And who we having on the show, Gary?
We are going to have Gabe Marrero from the 9/11 Foundation, the Race Car Foundation. So he'll be in here next week.
Very good. We'll see you next week.